As you all know, I have been obsessed with fermentation since we've introduced carbonic maceration in 2015, and traveling the world introducing these processes, and I feel that we have pushed it too much. 2024, I can see a big change. We all tend to go back to these beautiful clean profiles. Clean profiles where we can celebrate the terroir, clean profiles where we can celebrate the varietal, and just enough fermentation to make this cup more unique and more exceptional. So this is the vision that we have for Project Origin team for carbonic maceration in 2024 as well. And this vision has driven myself and our team of PO all over the world. We've done a lot of experiments in Kenya as well as Ethiopia with the new CM profiles, as well as Central America so far in Nicaragua, El Salvador, and for the later part of the year in the other countries as well. So when we talk about fermentation, we've seen the trends, and we've decided that with the longer fermentations, we are encouraging more of the flavors and aroma volatiles that are only encouraged in this extended fermentation. So we don't want that. We've given instructions to a lot of our producers that we work with to shorten the fermentation. If we used to ferment coffee for 6 days, now from the same places we will ferment these coffees for 4 days. This is obviously only the first and one of the first steps. The second step is to do intentionally crafted fermentations to highlight terroir and the varietal. And this is where science comes in. We started collaborating with the Zurich University to really understand from the soil and from the tree, the varietal, what are the aroma volatile compounds that we have that are available for us. And throughout the fermentation, we actually allowing these aroma volatile compounds to be dominant. And the moment we know that when we're encouraging aroma volatile compounds that are coming from the fermentation, not only that we can taste it now, but these days we can also measure it. And we don't want to go that direction. So we want to stay in this curated line where we are highlighting the terroir, varietal, the clarity, and do anything we can to make this unique cup. Because every microclimate is unique, every varietal is unique, every soil is unique. And that's where we want to go ahead with. The second step is drying. And I believe this one is the most important step. And I'm really looking forward putting a lot more energy and effort when we experiment with the coffees to see how we can dry coffee at a lot higher level in order to preserve more flavors and to actually give us some of the exciting notes that we have not tasted before. As an example, I'd love to take you to our farm in Nicaragua, in El Arbo. We all talk about the issues of global warming and the impact that makes. We have needed to change how we farm the coffees. We needed to put more shade, more beneficiary trees in order to protect these coffees. But that also makes an impact on how coffee are dried. So we've decided to do the experiment where we dry the coffee in the normal conditions in African beds, protected with a black plastic so they're not as sun exposed. But we've also taken the same lot into our cool room conditions where we have 20 degrees temperature, 55% humidity. So the goal here was to see how are these two coffees gonna taste after they've been dried completely differently. And the results were amazing. The coffee that was dried in our normal conditions, African beds with a black plastic, we've had 86-point coffee, lovely sweetness, beautiful cup profile, and sweetness was very brown sugar sweetness, possibly a bit of raisin qualities. But the coffee that was dried in a cool room, oh my God. We had multi-layers of sweetness. It was almost like a candy sweetness or lollies or grapes. And the quality of the fruit was so much more cleaner, so much more pure. On this side, we have a coffee that might be a little bit jammy, maybe blackcurrant jam, chocolatey. While on this side, coffee was more like blueberry lollies. And the intensity of the flavor was high and the quality of the flavor was better. About 2.5 point difference. We've cupped this coffee several times and we were very impressed. And we've decided to take this further as well and to do this similar work in Ecuador as well as El Salvador and a few other countries. We still to taste coffee from El Salvador because when I was there last time, coffee was still in a container drying. But I really believe with the global warming, with all of the changes, and also changes within ourselves, that we're looking for the sweeter cup, we're looking for the cleaner cup, more refined cup. I really believe that us putting more effort on the drying together and talking about the drying and discussing drying, it can help us to reach next levels of the coffees. In a similar way, like we have been talking about fermentation for many years, and it has helped us to get great coffees. Now, let's talk drying.